to another Arsenal nutrition tip. Aquí está Arlene. That means here with Arlene. We're working on my Spanish and it is getting good. And today we're going to talk about alcohol. So when you work with nutrition clients, how does alcohol fit into the picture?
So alcohol fits into the picture. We like to think about alcohol having no nutritional value at all whatsoever. So we like to look at it as a way that will negatively impact your macros for the day. So it doesn't mean that alcohol is bad. It just means that alcohol does nothing for you from a nutritional standpoint. A lot of clients like to just think that scanning the label on whatever they're drinking, whether that be a can of beer, a White Claw, Topo Chico, those are pretty good,
Oh, yeah.
right? Or, wine, anything that has a label and scanning it, and that'll give you what your macros are. True, you can scan it, it'll pop up, but that's not the true way to track your alcohol when you are trying to focus on nutrition. So when you're tracking your calories or your macros, you want to think about how much to consume for alcohol, how it's going to impact your macros for the day. So the way to track alcohol, you look at the volume of alcohol. So we'll use 100 milliliters, for example. If you are consuming an alcoholic beverage, doesn't matter what it is, margarita, wine, beer, White Claw, Topo Chico, anything, mixed drink, anything. Let's just say, for example, it's 100 milliliters. So you are going to take your fat and carbs only. We're not going to touch protein. We're going to just adjust fats and carbs only on that drink. So if you think about a 100 milliliter glass of wine and you want to count your fat and your carbs on that. So let's say that 100 milliliter glass of wine divided by 4 for your carbohydrates, that will give you 25 grams. And for the fat, you take 100 milliliters divided by 9 for that 9 grams of fat, you get roughly 11 grams of fat. You accumulate more than one glass, you're at 50 grams of carbs, and you're at 22 grams of fat. In the grand scheme of things, you look at that, is it worth it to have that much alcohol to lose 50 grams of carbs and 50 grams of carbs and 22, 23 grams of fat? Probably not. That's why alcohol is accounted for that way. So trying to find ways to manage alcohol consumption, especially when we go out to social situations, or we just feel like at the end of a hard day, we want to enjoy a little bit of alcohol. You can still do that. You just want to make sure that you fit it appropriately in tracking your macros. If you feel like having one glass of something is not enough, you can think about how to manage that volume and to make it seem like more. So, for example, when you go to a brewery, ask for a half pour. If you ask for a half pour, instead of having one glass, you'll have 2 glasses and you'll be able to enjoy yourself a little bit more. With wine, you can take that 100 milliliters or whatever that volume is. You can have half of it. And then the other half, you can add a little bit of spritzer, so tonic, or you can do just regular sparkling water, and then you'll have a wine spritzer, and you've expanded without adding any more to take away from your macros.
So that I think that's a really good tip there too. Like if you are going to have alcohol that you're going to include mixtures with, try to choose the mixture that's also going to be sugar-free.
Right, exactly. You don't want to add more to what you're trying to take away from, but you still want to be able to enjoy what you're having. I know it may seem off to some people that you're around that if you take that Pellegrino water and you add a little bit to your wine glass, they might look at you funny, but it's okay. They get over it. If you do white wine instead of red wine, nobody's going to notice because it's still the same color, versus red wine, it gets a little bit pink instead of red.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's a super helpful way to look at alcohol and get an idea of like how it fits into our overall nutrition. Excellent. All right, guys. Well, we will be back in a few weeks with another topic. Arlene, thank you. Gracias.
Adios.